So typically, conventional wisdom is that you work, you save, you invest over 30, 40 years at one job or two jobs, and then you will become a millionaire. But if you are of the mind that time is money, then the quicker that you can get to your riches, the better, right? So in today's video, we're going to talk about how can you get to millionaire status, to financially independent, financially focused, financially free status as early as possible. And at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you the number one way that you can actually supercharge getting to your millionaire goal even faster than the tips that I'm going to list. So stick around for that. My name is Adrian. This is Always Talk Money. I like to talk money as it relates to personal finance, investing, building wealth, and anything else that can help you to level up financially. If that sounds good to you, please go ahead, give the video a like, please and thank you, and subscribe, become part of the family. We make new videos like this every single week. But without further ado, let's get into the video. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. And you've heard me say that a couple times if you've watched more than one of my videos. And that's something that my grandma taught me, right? And so if you want to become a millionaire quicker, before your retirement age, you have to develop a written financial plan. Don't just spitball it. Don't just keep it in your mind. Write it down somewhere. I have a written financial plan, right? And mine is written down, put it somewhere right next to my bed, and I can see it every single day. So keeping a written financial plan will help you to actually realize, okay, this is where I am, this is where I want to go, and these are all the steps that I need to take in between. This will give you a roadmap so that on the days that you feel drained, on the days that you feel unmotivated, you can look at your financial plan and see like, okay, the light is going to be at the end of the tunnel. At one point or another, I'm going to reach financial freedom, financial independence, and preferably before retirement age. And for the sake of this video, I'm putting retirement age at like 65 because that is conventional retirement age here in America. I don't know how it is around the world. Let me know in the comments down below. But a surefire way to make sure you stay on track, stay on plan, is to have your plan written down so that you can consult it, even if it's not every day, every week, every month. Sometimes it's once a quarter, sometimes a couple times a year, because in the beginning, you're going to be super motivated. So you won't need to look at it. But in year 3, year 4, year 5, maybe, you're going to want to see that written plan that you written years ago to give you some motivation and some boost to go forward. The next step you want to take, and it's going to sound boring, but it's very, very important, and that is to get into the habit of saving. Now, a lot of us didn't grow up as savers. Some people did based on their parents, based on their family dynamics, but most people didn't grow up as savers. A lot of us came from a scarcity mindset when it comes to money. And so as soon as we got the money, we tended to spend it because we didn't know if we're going to get another chance to spend money, another chance to buy this thing that we like, another chance to reward ourselves for the hard work that we've been doing. But you have to get out of that. You have to develop a money mindset of saving and start small. You don't have to go big and say, okay, I'm going to save $10,000 a month, $10,000 a year, or anything like that. Start small. Say I'm going to save $100 a week, $200 a week, or preferably use a percentage model because you know that's how I save, that's how I budget, right? And if you need a budgeting ebook, link in the description down below. But how I budget is I use percentages. So I say, okay, I'm going to save 20% of my income, 30% of my income, and so on and so forth. That way, as my income increases, my savings rate increases, because this is very important. If you say, okay, you start small and I'm going to save $100, let's say you get a 50% raise. So your raise almost doubles, right? You'll be shooting yourself in the foot if you continue to only save $100. Now, consequently, if you said, I'm going to save 20% of whatever my income is, the minute you get that raised is the minute your savings rate goes up. So the second part of your plan, if you want to retire early, is to develop a habit of saving. Now, the third thing you want to do is to invest early and consistently, and preferably as well to increase your investing rate, right? So use percentages with that as well. So you might say to yourself, I'm going to save 20% of my income, but I'm going to invest 30% of my income. And the rule still applies, because if you get a raise, a 100% raise, a 20% raise, a 15% raise, whatever percentage raise, automatically your 30% that's going into investing is going to increase. Why do you want to invest early and consistently and often? Because we all know the power of compound interest. And if you want to get rich, you need compound interest to work in your favor more and more and more and more. And if you don't know what compound interest is, I'm going to put up a definition right here. But basically is your money doubling, tripling, and just basically multiplying, not in a linear fashion, but in an exponential fashion. Again, if you don't know anything about savings and want to use the ETFs that I use, I always recommend ETFs. Check the link in the description down below for my investing ETF guide. Also, you want a dollar cost average. What does that mean? It means that if you are investing, you want to invest whether the market is good, whether the market is bad, whether the market is even, right? Always just invest. Don't watch the news. Pick your stocks, pick your ETFs, pick your strategies, and just stick to that. So if it's once a week, if it's once a month, if it's once a quarter, if it's once a year, always just invest at the same time with the same amount or increasing amounts. Reinvest your dividends, of course, and that is basically dollar cost averaging. Now, in the early part of your investing journey, it might seem like it's not doing much, but year 3, year 4, year 5, you will start to see some exponential growth in your investment portfolio. And this is where the momentum is going to be on your side. This is where you're going to feel a little bit more confident. And this is where you want to go deeper and deeper into investing because you can reach your goal that much faster. Guys, if this video is bringing you value so far, please go ahead and give the video a like, as well as subscribe, become part of the family. We make new videos like this every single week. Now, the next thing you want to do on your rich journey to retiring early is you want to increase your income. The more income streams you have, the more income you have overall, the better you will be. You know what Dave Ramsey says? You always need a good shovel. You need a big shovel. And that basically means that the bigger your income, the bigger your opportunity to save, invest, and so on and so forth. Is it possible to get to millionaire status on a 50K salary? Sure, maybe in 50 years. But if you want to get there faster, you need a 75K salary, 100K salary, 150K salary, 175K salary, as big a salary as you can get, as big a salary as you can handle. If you have a spouse, a wife, a husband, whatever it is, you can contribute and increase your salary by having more workers in the household. More income is always better. And that will help you to save more, invest more, naturally speaking. And a great way to increase your income is to be excellent at your job. Make sure you're being invaluable to your company. Do not follow these Gen Zs and millennials and the people on TikTok that want to give the bare minimum at work, that basically clock into their jobs and just steal a paycheck. If you do that, it's fine. It's going to work for a little bit, but eventually your bosses, the company, they're going to look at the bottom line, because this is how corporations work. They're going to look at the bottom line. They're going to look at your numbers, and they're going to see that you've been given the bare minimum. And when layoffs come, when economic crisis comes, you are going to be at the bottom of the totem pole. And what that means is you will be laid off. So don't do that. But a great way to always increase your income, other than just being great at your job, is to take every 2 to 3 years to make sure you switch jobs, switch companies, maybe switch career fields. It's said that people tend to get like a 14% raise whenever they switch companies. So if you're at a company, you're being diligent, you're doing all the things that you need to do, you're making all the right connections, but you keep getting overlooked for raises and promotions and bonuses, then maybe you want to look elsewhere to see if you can increase your income, because this is going to be very, very important on your wealth building journey, on your early retirement journey. Now, so far, all the things that I've been telling you are positive things that you can do, aggressive things that you can do to reach your millionaire goal faster so you can retire quicker. But this is a negative thing you can do. I mean, negative in the sense that you can go ahead and cut your expenses. So that's a negative. It's not necessarily making more money, saving more, investing more, but try to cut back on your expenses. And that includes, stop and avoid lifestyle inflation. What is lifestyle inflation? It basically is when people get more money, they tend to spend more. So you get a raise, you move in a better neighborhood, you buy a newer car, you upgrade your home, and so on and so forth. All these things are lifestyle inflation. What you want to do is you want to avoid that on your rich journey. The longer you can stop and try not to inflate your lifestyle, the better it will be. Now, naturally, we are human beings. We like better and newer and nicer things. But over time, you can do it slowly but surely. Maybe in 5 to 7 year increments, you can upgrade your car, or 10-year increments that you can upgrade and flip houses, right? You don't have to do it every 2 or 3 years like most people. You don't always have to get the latest clothes. You don't always have to get the latest iPhone. You don't always have to go on the latest vacations. Especially when you're talking about social media, a lot of people are faking the funk. A lot of people are living on credit cards, loans, and so on and so forth. So you really don't want to emulate them because these people are in debt and you don't want to be in debt. That's the furthest thing from what will bring you financial freedom, bring you financial wealth. So cut back on your expenses, use a budget, making sure you're looking through everything line by line by line and understanding where you stand financially and just cutting back wherever you can. And before I give you the last thing that will actually accelerate your millionaire status to financial freedom before retirement so you can be financially free earlier, I want to give you one more thing before I give you the final lesson, the final point. And that is to keep your millionaire goal in mind front and center. A lot of times people start hot, they feel so motivated, they run through a brick wall because they're so energized. But you never want to do that because you are likely to burn out if you burn too hot too fast. So what you want to do is make it slow and steady, but keep your millionaire mindset front and center. Every single day you take a little step, little step, little step, but everything you're doing is going to be compounded by the results over time. But you have to be patient. Treat it like a marathon and not a sprint. You have to pace yourself to make sure you can, at the end of the marathon, you will have that finishing speed to win the race of life, win the race of financial independence. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, the ultimate way that I have seen a lot of people become millionaires quicker and faster, or just financially independent quicker and faster, and that is to start a business. Now, I know 9 to 5, a lot of people think it's more safer. A lot of people think it's more structured. You have less opportunity to have a downfall. And that's true to some extent, but not really. Because with a 9 to 5, you are at risk at the boss, you are at risk at the company, and so on and so forth. But with a business, you are at risk, yes, but you're putting the risk on yourself. It's up to your own ability, your own mindset, and just your own capability to run a business. Now, entrepreneurship is not for everyone. I know I'm biased because I'm an entrepreneur myself, but from what I've seen, the most successful people that got successful younger, apart from hedge fund managers, CEOs, executives, and so on and so forth, they are business owners. They are small business owners. So if you really want to supercharge your wealth building journey, retire early, you need to start a business. Now, starting a business is not giving yourself a job. That's just giving yourself a job. Starting a business like pool cleaning, lawn care, self-storage, online business, e-commerce, YouTube channel, whatever it is, whatever is in your area of competency. Because I always tell people this, don't just try to jump into some hot trending thing that you see everyone jumping into if you have no passion for it, if you have no competence in it. There's certain things, even as an entrepreneur, that I will never try because I do not have any competence in it. I do not have any passion for it. But a business is a great way to build your wealth relatively quickly. And you don't even have to do it for 20 years. You can build it up for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years or whatever. Try to sell the business and then you're out, you're free, you're financially independent, and you can retire early. Leave a like for the video. My name is Adrian. Subscribe, become part of the family. The top link is the newsletter. If you want to get thoughts from me every single Friday, please go ahead and subscribe to that. But without further ado, I will see you later. You have a great day. Peace.